Good morning guys, welcome to Lost Phoenix Gaming. Today I'm back on Forza Motorsport 7 having a look at the Forzathon challenges for the week. The first one is Speed is Key, which you have to complete 3 laps at Lime Rock in a vintage GT division car, and you win a 2010 Nissan 370Z, which is what you're going to need to do the next couple of challenge sets. After that, we have to slide around. The first challenge for that is to get a drift score of 6,000 in a single lap at a drift event at Virginia International Raceway Grand East Circuit. You get the Fleek driver gear. Next up is zipping along for the exclusive 2000 edition Nissan Silver Spec R Forza Edition cars. First part of that, complete 4 laps in a Nissan 370Z, which is your first car you unlock at the top. So making a start on the first challenge, Speed is Key. So circuit race, 3 laps, vintage GT racing. Personally, I'm a fan of the Shelby Cobra, absolutely love it. I can't do much else without doing this race first, I'm going to combine some other stuff. So 3 laps around the Lime Rock circuit in a Shelby Cobra. Absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 30-second cut to a 30-second cut on this, rather than showing the full 3 laps, because it keeps the pacing up nicely on the video and just shows you what's what, and because you don't need to see me doing all 3 laps, because for purposes of tutorial guides and whatever else use this video for. A race is a race, 3 laps around a circuit, pretty simple. So I've cut to the last lap, and I've come to the last lap, and I'm now coming up towards the end of the race, unlocking that funky 2010 Nissan, and I can move on to my other challenges. I will be looking to combine some of the drifting challenges, because quite frankly, why wouldn't you? Why would you not combine challenges where you can, particularly drifts, where you've got a situation where each one can take 4 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever you set it to. So that's done, that's across the line, and that's the first challenge out of the way. I've got the pop-up telling me that I've made the progress in Speed is Key, and of course, being the one-step challenge, I've completed Speed is Key. The next step, of course, will be moving back into a Forzathon menu and having a look at where I can actually combine these challenges. So I'm going in and I'm receiving my reward. I can't do much about this, so that's for 2010 Nissan 370Z or Z, if you're one of my American viewers. I'm not going to insult you by trying to do an American accent, so that's what we got. Moving on, the next one is to slide around and zipping along. What I'll do is get this out of the way first, and then I can move on to the drifting challenges, because I can combine the 2 drifting challenges. I can combine the 2 drifting challenges quite simply on this one. For the next challenge, it'll be zipping along the first stage, which will be the 4 laps in a Nissan 370Z. I'll hit the Brickyard for this one, simply because it's a quick track and there's not too much. I'm doing this challenge first because once I get this challenge out of the way, which is 4 laps in my Nissan, chuck it around the Indy Brickyard circuit, pretty simple, I unlock the second stage of zipping along, which is a drift challenge, of course. So I'll end up with 2 drift challenges next. First one would be at Virginia International Raceway on drift mode, and then the other one will be get a drift score of 7,500 in this Nissan. So why can't I take this Nissan, take it to Virginia International Speedway, and get the 7,500 score? Because there's a 6,000 score on the first one, 7,500 on the other. Combine the 2, hit them both at the same time, save yourself about 8 minutes in the process, really. You're saving yourself a race. So with this race, I've done my cut as well, even though it's a speedway, 30 seconds to 30 seconds. So I'm crossing the line 1 minute 1 second per lap, which is great, but it is that track for it. Most things can hit a minute or less around there. So that's unlocked the other bit for me, which is absolutely brilliant. If for one thing I always like to do on these races is go in and see if I can combine things, see if I can hit them at the same time, and just stuff like this, because it's one of those things where not everyone has the time to sit down, do multiple races and whatnot. So if you can combine it and do different things, mess around with variables, you do it. So moving on, I've got my pop-up saying I've made the progress, which is absolutely fantastic. So we head over into the menu. So of course what we've got here, is get a drift score of 7,500 in a drift event in my Nissan, and of course get a drift score 6,000 at Virginia International Raceway. Hit the two together and we're good to go. Got 8 minutes on the clock. I've not driven this car before. I don't really tend to do the Nissans too much, even though they are actually really nice cars. But let's see how it drifts. So far it's a bit hit and miss, but I suppose one, I'm not exactly great at drifting, and two, I'm not used to this car. Normally I would use something like the Ford Mustang on this, or maybe the Unicorn, but because of the challenges this, I'm doing this with here. But I seem to be starting to get my head on a bit with this, only doing little small drifts, but it's not to worry. But to be fair, if you want to rack up a drift score, it's probably not about doing mile-long drifts around corners. It's more about doing a little bit here, a little bit there. It all adds up pretty quickly, which is what I've seen quite a few people do when I've done the monthly multiplayer races and whatnot. So yes, I'm getting there. 3,500 on the clock, or just over. Got to get 7.5, so I don't think I'm going to have too many issues with this one. Combined the challenges, of course, I've got the Nissan Drifting Challenge, and of course I've got the Virginia International Raceway Drifting Challenge. Sticking both together. I know the next step in this is to do a drift challenge in the rain. Unfortunately, Virginia does not have an option for rain. If this had an option for rain, it would be quite good. However, because of the way the challenges are stepped, it probably wouldn't count anyway, because you need to complete one to unlock the other one. It's a bit like stage challenges in Fortnite, really, but I can combine two challenges, so that's definitely a win for me, and definitely a win for you guys as well, because you end up with shorter videos, and it also gives you tips to save time when you're doing these yourself. But no, it's been one of those weeks. I managed to have a sit down to do this. Xbox has been a bit odd because I've been playing Forza Horizon 4, and I got the summer barn find, which is that little mini Peel car, possibly the slowest car in the world. But unfortunately, the Xbox game DVR corrupted my video, so it's absolutely unusable. And unfortunately, the problem with the barn finds is once you get the original cinematic, you can't go back and do it again. So which is pretty much like put an end to my plan of doing a video of all of the season exclusive barn finds. So what I'll probably have to do is go through each car individually in the barn find list that I've received, because I've received everything now except for one, and that's the Bentley, and you only get that by buying Bamburgh Castle for 10 million credits, and I'm currently sitting about 4.5 million, so I'm a bit away from that at the moment. But what I'll have to do is go in, do a video, do that, because that sort of annoyed me in a way, because what I want to do is do these videos of showing you the barn where it is, the opening cinematic, how it was and how it is once it's restored, but that's gone out of the window. But drifting a little bit here, 11,000, so I've more than hit this challenge. I don't have to worry too much, but let's just see what I can get. Normally about between 14 and 16,000 is probably what I get on average when I do these drift things, so I'm not doing too badly. But even if I stay at 11, I've hit the challenge, I've done it. It's a car which I haven't driven before. It's a little bit slidey when it gets going, actually. I did set this for 8 minutes, gives me a bit of extra time, a bit of extra leeway when it comes to doing this sort of stuff. But I usually only tend to need 4 or 5 minutes on things. That's why I edit with videos, that's why I just say, right, I've done my first lap, I've got the score I need, and I just park up somewhere and let the time run down usually, but I don't show that on the video. So I'm coming up towards the finish line, or the lap line as it were. So I'm coming up towards the finish line, 13,500, it's not too bad, and there it goes, a quick cut. I've got my score and I've got my pop-up telling me I've made progress, and another one saying I've made progress, because I'm hitting 2 challenges at once, which is not bad at all. Into a Forzathon screen, and what I've got left is do the drift in the rain. I've stepped away from the drift mode for some bizarre reason. I'm not sure quite what I was thinking about 1 AM on a Saturday morning, but normally I'd have gone straight back into drift mode and completed the challenge at Circuit de Franche in the rain, but I didn't for some reason. I'm not sure quite why I didn't. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've hit the Prague race. So with the Prague race, I need to win a race at Prague in a 2010 Nissan 370Z. So I've gone in, I've picked the short circuit on this one, and let's get it out of the way. So Prague short circuit in the Nissan 370. Let's give it a kick, let's get it round this track and get on with it and move on to the drifting challenge, the final one of the day, to unlock that really cool looking GTR. Prague's quite nice. I like Prague. So it's been one of those tracks where playing Forza 5, Forza 6 and now Forza 7, you can have a bit of fun on. It can be a quick track for a short circuit, it can be nice and windy and bendy. It's a good place for overtaking. Nice quick time, get that done, get that out of the way, and move on. I've got my pop-ups telling me I've made progress in zipping along. And I've got another one saying that I've completed zipping along. So all that remains is the final challenge. All that remains is the final challenge, which is the drift in the rain. So pop in to pick up my 2000 Nissan Silvia Spec R Forza Edition car, which I'll have to have a look at a bit later. And then move on to the drifting. I've gone for Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, a full circuit of course, in the rain. And whilst I could use any car with this one, I could have gone for a Mustang, I could have gone for a Hoonigan, whatever, but seeing as it's pretty much the week of Nissan this week, everything's focused around the 370 or the Silvia. I thought I'll keep it to how it is. I'll do a race, I'll do this challenge. Plus, I'm sort of starting to get my head around a little bit now how to drift this car, because it is a bit odd, it's a bit heavy, but I got my head around this. I thought, let's try it in the rain around my go-to track for drifting, and I'm not doing too badly. I have to get, it was 8,000 if I remember correctly on this, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I'm sliding around, getting some drift scores in, some decent numbers, some lower numbers, but it all adds up. It's all a bit odd in a way. I mean, looking at this, the car pretty much blends into the track a little bit actually. It's very similar on the grey tonals. Been doing a few videos today. I've got some Fortnite ones I'm working on. Obviously doing this Forza one. I'm looking to see what I can put together on Horizon, although the Xbox game DVR has corrupted some of my videos, which means a bit of a no-go. I can't really go back and do some of them again. But one of the things I have been working on recently is my blog. I've got a gaming blog. It's called Lost Phoenix Gaming, obviously. And I've got it over at lostphoenixgaming.co.uk. It's a bit of a work in progress because about a month ago I had the mega hack on my last web host and it all went a bit wrong and I lost everything. So I moved hosts, I've set all my sites up again, and I thought I'll do a bit more on this blog, do some more game blog, because I'm quite interested in doing stuff. It's mostly Forza and Fortnite, funnily enough, a bit on my channel, but I want to try and expand that a little bit. Still a work in progress, still tweaking the design and messing around with different things. But what I do is I've done some posts. I've done one on this video. There's basically step-by-step guide and challenges explaining what's what. Doing some stuff on Fortnite. Sort of thing, how to find battle stars and hidden banners, as well as tips and guides and different things of how to complete the challenges for the week. But I haven't published those yet as of recording this, but I'm looking to publish them by the time that this does go live on Monday. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff and putting some content on there, which I won't be putting in videos because not everything translates from text to video or video to text, so the stuff I'm putting on this channel, which is quite exclusive to this channel, and stuff I'll be putting on the blog, which will be exclusive to the blog. But at the moment I'm just building it up and everything, just trying to get a bit of content in, do a bit of SEO, get myself listed in Google, which I haven't really put any work into yet, so you might find some other stuff, because there's something which I came across and I registered a domain name and was putting stuff up as I've had Lost Phoenix UK as a name on the Xbox for quite a few years, for about 4 or 5 years. And I mean, Lost Phoenix Gaming was pretty much one of my keys to my branding. It was one of the things I use. And I've started looking this stuff up, and there's actually already something called Lost Phoenix Gaming. They've got forums on Facebook and different things, but it's a different sort of market to what I've got. It's all Clash of Clans and all that stuff, which holds no interest for me, to be honest. So I'm not really sort of worried about that. But I mean, if you guys come across any of that stuff, that's not me. I'm not involved in any of that. And the other thing as well, which is really sort of funny, is I registered a YouTube channel last September it was. So I mean, I've been on YouTube over a year. I noticed something quite funny in a way. I registered my channel, Lost Phoenix Gaming, used my Phoenix icon, which is actually a Creative Commons image. So I didn't create that. I have modified it, but I didn't create it. It's actually a Creative Commons vector PNG file, which anybody can get. It's free to use, commercially, non-commercially. I used it. I coloured it in red. I put it on a background. Did different stuff with it. It's quite funny where I did my ego search just to see if I was listed and how I looked and stuff. It's actually someone else who a couple of months later registered a YouTube channel and called it Lost Phoenix Gaming. And they used exactly the same picture, except all they did was paint it gold. I would be slightly annoyed by it, in all honesty, if for one, this image wasn't a Creative Commons image, which is copyright free, and the fact that looking at the channel, which is set up, probably, don't want to say they copied me, because they probably didn't, but it's one of those things which sort of just shows up, same name, same image, I went onto their content, and it turns out it's a kid who's doing it, it's a teenager. And they don't upload much content. It is a bit sporadic, and it's all stuff around Rocket League, which I've had a look at. In all fairness, I've had a look. My kids wants to have a look at it on the Xbox. It's on Game Pass. I don't fancy it, to be fair. It looks a bit boring. As much as I like crazy motorsport and stuff like this, I don't know. I'm not interested. So I'm not feeling too worried about that, because their content's very sporadic and very different to what I'm doing. If you guys ever do search Lost Phoenix Gaming, I'm nothing to do with Clash of Clans. I'm nothing to do with Rocket League or anything like this. This is me. I'm on Forza. I'm on Fortnite. I do a few retro games here and there. So what do you guys think about them? So that's my 1 stage, my 2 stage, and my 3 stage challenges for the week. Speed is key to slide around and zipping along. So skipping ahead, let's have a look at next week's. I'm not even going to take a guess at this stuff, but this is what we've got coming out next Friday. Well, this Friday is you're watching it, upload on a Monday. Paying your dues, raise the ranks. You get the 1990 Ferrari Formula 1 car. You got smoke rings doing donuts for the tuxedo orange driver gear. Very tasteful. And of course, there's full power, a force to reckon with. You get 90,000 credits for that. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button, hit subscribe to keep up to date with what I'm doing. Leave me a comment if there's anything you have to say or whatever's. I do appreciate the feedback and whatnot, and I'd like to thank everyone who has left me comments, has liked my videos, has hit subscribe. I've had a few people share them as well across different platforms and stuff, so that's brilliant. Well done. Thank you very much for supporting me. I do definitely appreciate that, because I am a small YouTuber. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to do different stuff, but stuff takes time. You don't get from nothing to big overnight, and I might not ever get big on this. I don't know, but I don't know, but I don't really mind. I just do it because I enjoy it, and obviously you guys keep subscribing to me and keep liking what I'm doing. I keep doing it for you as well. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy and happy driving.